Hello, Internet. We are here again, and as you're guessing, I'm going to answer your questions.
It's a horrid song. Is it horrid because of the parallel fifths?
I want it that way. Honestly, this song is a good melody. It has an interesting chord progression, and if you don't like it because it's played by a boy band, I just think you're a snob. Sorry, okay? You have your opinions. I have my opinions. I think some of the music made by those pop stars is actually great if you approach it objectively on musical ground, and you forget that they are doing it to please the public. Because tell you what, Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, they were writing to please the public too. And or you may say that those people are doing it only for money. But tell you what, Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, they were doing it for the money too. Okay? It's not, I mean, it's been pretty explicit in the whole history of music that several of us are doing this for the money. And we also want to do our best to create the best music possible. I don't see anything strange with that. It's normal. This is our job, and we take pride on it. Okay? So I like the song, and if you don't like it, great, no problem. We just don't agree.
Could you make some exercises for practicing these theories?
I have lots of exercises to practice those theories. The thing is, those exercises needs to be done in the right order and with the right knowledge. So I put all those exercises in my courses, specifically for the inversion of chords, for chord inversion, especially third inversion chords. You can find those exercises in my course, Complete Chord Mastery.
Just make noise, not mathematics.
Well, I'm really sorry to tell you that, but music is mathematics, and even noise is mathematics. And I'm really sorry for all of you who have been traumatized by your high school math teacher. It really shouldn't be this way. Math is fun, okay? And music has a lot in common with math. And a lot of the music you listen to has been composed with math, and you don't know it has been composed with math, okay? It doesn't really sound any square, mathematical, or soulless or anything. Some of the most expressive music has been composed using math. I know this is unbelievable. I know I'm gonna get a lot of backslash on it, but really, guys, music and math are really close to the point that Leibniz said that music is the pleasure that the soul feels when is counting without noticing that it's counting. So, you say whatever you want, but any kind of noise or music you can make has a mathematical aspect to that, whether you like it or not. And I don't feel any contraposition between art and mathematics. They are really close, they have a lot in common, and it will all be better if both sides will learn from the other side.
I've been following this method, and one thing I would add is that developing the skill is not all or nothing. In other words, long before you finish the whole method, your knowledge of the notes on the fretboard will have improved, even if it's not yet instantaneous. And that'll come in handy in various contexts. It's made it faster for me to put down my fingers when drilling triad shapes, for instance.
I agree completely. You see, any kind of skill you can learn on the guitar, it's not on or off. It's not black or white, okay? Of course, some things you know how to do them and some things you don't know how to do them, but for learning the notes on the guitar, it's not that one day suddenly everything switch off. Even just knowing partially your fretboard or knowing a few reference points already makes a lot of difference in how you play and how you orient yourself. And then, of course, the more you practice, the better it is. The more you know your notes on the fretboard, the more you can find your way around and make better music because you're thinking less about the technical part and more about the expressive part of music. So the more you learn, the better. But don't think that you have to slave away for 6 months seeing zero result. That's not the way it is. You start learning and you see some improvement really soon. And the more you improve, the better it is. And even when you master it, there are levels in mastery. And the more you master something and the more you can do with that. Again, this is for practically everything on guitar. So don't put off learning something just because you think that that you're gonna get the result 6 months down the road. First of all, it's not true. You are gonna get some results immediately. And second, what is your alternative? Not doing anything? The 6 months are gonna pass anyway. 6 months from now, you can have this skill or not have this skill, but the 6 months are gonna pass anyway. So, whatever you're studying on your guitar right now, whatever you're learning, whatever you're doing to improve your playing, start doing it now.
You have to sight sync sheet music in your head. This is a very efficient way to ear train anywhere you want, especially where you couldn't play the guitar, like when commuting or on the toilets, at work, anywhere. This doesn't overlap with instrument practice because you don't need an instrument to do it. So your advice is very bad.
So your advice is to sight sing scores while you're sitting on the toilet. Well, far from me from stopping you doing that. After all, in that moment, it's your moment, and I'm not gonna interfere with whatever you do. What I said in that video, though, was that I do not recommend specifically to learn how to read music if you are beginning to learn guitar and if you do not have a specific need for learning to read music. And I'm gonna keep on saying that because that's the right advice. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. You learn to read music when you need it. If you don't need to learn to read music, you don't learn it. Now, what you suggest, it's a great exercise for people who already know how to read music. Because let's face it, how are you going to sight sing a score if you do not know how to read music? So it's a great exercise to make yourself better at reading music notation. But it's not an exercise that you can use to learn how to read music. Before, you are completely discounting all the energy and effort and time you had to put in to get to that point. And you're probably discounting that. And I'm assuming here, okay, so I may be wrong, but you're discounting that because you've done it already and you've done it so well that you forgot how hard it was for you when you started. So, again, you guys learn to read music if you need. I said everything in that video, which I'm going to link, okay? I said everything already in there. And watch the whole video. If you read only the title, of course, the point does not seem good. Of course, it seems like wrong advice. How can I make that kind of advice in one sentence? I made a full video on purpose. If you want to take advice or comment on what I say or not say, please watch the full video. And good luck with your closet singing.